Hi everyone, we have a 30-minute kids and family friendly yoga video for you today. It's based on a little game that we found. For equipment today, you're not really going to need a whole lot. Just one stuffed animal or a pillow or something like that, relatively small, for one of our breathing exercises that we'll get to a little bit later on. If you have anyone who can't get down on the floor, don't worry about that. We have chair modifications and also floor modifications. So if you are working with young kids and they're running around, don't worry about it if they're doing any one part or, they want to do a seated version and then the floor version, that's okay too. I hope that you have a lot of fun with this. We always have a lot of fun making the videos, so try to be safe. All of the videos that I make, I cannot see you at home, so I can't, assess whether or not you're doing something the way that I'm describing it in the video. So please, at your own risk in your own home, make sure you're being safe. The one thing that you'll need to do is clear the space that you're working in, just so that you don't trip on anything. And as you'll see in the video, I am not doing that. So do as I say now, not as I do. Make sure you don't have any tripping hazards in your area that you're working in. And like I said, it's meant to be fun. So if you have kiddos that are running around and maybe they do part of it, maybe they do none of it, that's okay. It's just an activity that really I wanted to bring to you to share. That's something that we do in our household and is meant to be enjoyable for everyone. And, they do pick up little pieces of it. And my son, you'll see in the video, he does the breathing exercises and everything like that. So it comes with repetition. And so don't worry about it if your kids don't get it right now, but eventually it will, a little piece of it will kick in. And this is the spot I have from writing with the magic marker on the pieces. So stay tuned. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. Like I said, about 30 minutes, and please practice safely. And I hope you have a lot of fun with this one. So it's good. Namaste. Things like this little blanket down. I have a yoga mat for Joey, but really that is not necessary per se. So all you really need is just a space to be in to do the yoga. If you have a family member who wants to join that can't get down on the floor, that's okay, because you can do this from the chair or a sitting position. If you I've never done yoga before, this is a good option because all of the poses that we're going to be doing are all adjustable and modifiable. Can you come over here and have a seat, buddy? Thank you. These little squares that I made, I found them at Target. They're in the 1, 3, and 5 section, but you do not need these at home. I just happen to have them, so don't worry about getting any of them yourself. I just shuffle them up, and what we're going to do is make a little yoga story with, hey buddy, can you come over here and help me? You want to help me with the game?
Yeah.
So we're going to make it a little bit of a game, and we're going to figure out which poses we're going to try based off of the picture and the name of the pose that's on the little yoga square. So, can you come over here and help me play that? Okay, let's pick out some of these squares. Yeah, let's pick them out, okay? So what we're going to do and shuffle them all up, and they are all different kind of things. So we have cat and cow, we have chair pose, we have warrior pose, so all different kind of things. We even have some pranayama that we can work on, so all different kind of stuff. We could probably get, a decent number of yoga family-friendly practices all together. Do you want to do the gang now? Okay. Okay, let's pick one. Let's pick one. What color?
It's yellow.
Okay, let's start with this one. We got pranayama, or belly breathing. So pranayama means breath and energy control. So we'll be working on that a little bit later. Miles. Just barking at somebody. All right, let's pick another one. Come on over here. Pick one. You want to help me pick one? Okay. This one. Good job. So we have horse pose. We'll be doing that one a little bit later on. So we'll put that together with the pranayama. And that one is Vatayana Asana. So that's the name of that one. I probably messed it up. Can I have it? Yeah. Can you go get it for me? Oh, not that one? Okay, can you pick one out? And hand it to me?
No.
No, can you hand one to me? Nope. Okay, so we're not going to use those. We'll shuffle these ones up. Let's see. Oh, how about cyan? Can we add that to our list? The cyan color?
This
Oh, and this one. Okay, so we picked tree pose or rickshash.
This one.
Okay, thank you. That's probably enough though now.
This
And then downward facing dog.
one.
Adho Mukha
This one.
Shavasana.
This right there.
Adho Mukha Svanasana. And cobra pose.
See?
Vajrayana. So we have a couple different ones that we'll work on today. Hey, buddy. So let's see how we can fit these together.
Woo. Woo.
I think that we'll start
Ring. Oh, go.
here. Okay, so I'm going to keep the order secret.
Sika.
It's a secret. Okay? And then when we're ready, you probably can see because of the colors. But all right, so we'll start with that for now, and then we'll see if we need any more. Oh, one thing that you will need if you're at home, we're going to be using a little stuffed animal for our pranayama. So, you've got a shark.
A shark.
It's a shark. So, if you have, a little stuffed animal, or you can even use like a pillow, or a tennis ball, or is he biting you? It's scary. So we're gonna set those to the side for right now, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Stuck.
Uh-oh, he's stuck. So we're gonna take just a minute to sit up nice and tall. And anytime you want to do any physical activity, it's good to just get centered and focus on what you're doing so you can really zero in on your inner self. So whether you're sitting in a chair, on the couch, maybe you're sitting on the floor like me, or maybe you're running around like Jody, maybe doing some moving meditation, right?
Oh, why in the bread?
Yeah, so we're just going to take a moment here to get settled. Take a nice deep breath. So we're starting to fill up our lungs.
Ouch.
Taking some nice deep breaths out. Letting it all the way out through our mouth. Take some nice deep breaths. Thank you, everyone, for the hugs. Hey, buddy, can you join me over here for our game? Our yoga? Okay, so now that we're nice and centered, we can go ahead and stand up. And we'll start on our first pose, which is our tree pose. Vrikshasana. Vrikshasana. That's how you say it. All right. So in our tree pose, and you can do this when you're sitting or standing up, we're just going to get our arms nice and loose, maybe roll our shoulders back a little bit. What's up? Maybe roll our neck from side to side, so that we can really send our shoulder blades down our back. Are you helping to clean up? That's nice. And nice and straight, long through the spine, so we're sitting up nice and tall, we're sitting up nice and tall. We're going to rotate one foot externally. So I'm going to start with my right side. So my right side foot is turned out, the knee is turned out all the way up from the hip down to the foot. And then I'm going to go up on the ball of that foot. And maybe I stay right here with this little kickstand. But at the same time, I'm noticing that my abdominals are drawing together. I'm standing up nice and tall. So from the side, I'm still using all of that balance on both sides of my feet. My arms are turned out, so my palms face forward. And if you're sitting down, you can do the same thing. You can have that foot turned out to the side. You're sitting up nice and tall. Your arms are down. Taking some nice deep breaths. Nice and tall. And then if you're standing up and you want to take this into a little bit of a challenge, maybe you stand on one foot. Maybe you bring that up to your calf or your shin. Just feel that outer side of your leg starting to open up, to stretch the inner side of your leg. And if you really want to start to challenge yourself, maybe take your arms out to the sides, like a big open tree. And if you're sitting down, maybe take them out to the side, maybe send your shoulder blades together behind you. Maybe even lift your arms up all the way up to the sky, just like a big tree outside. And maybe you start to take those branches and sway in the wind. Even if you're standing up, maybe you can bend your elbows, sway in the wind a little bit from side to side. You can feel the shoulder blades drawing down your back as you do this. And one last big breath in as you reach up high, up to the sun. And as you exhale, bring your arms down, bring your leg down, coming back to center, shaking out both the arms and the legs, getting ready for that second side. So now my left side leg is going to turn out from the hip. So my foot is turned out externally, my knee is turned out, and same thing if you're sitting. So really letting your balance come from your sit bones. If you're sitting, lifting up through the abdominals and chest, taking a nice deep breath in, getting yourself centered on the second side. And then maybe taking the arms up out to the sides here. Hey, we're using those right now, so let's not throw them, okay? Hey, let's not throw those. Yeah, you can put those on your yoga mat. That's cool. And then maybe we start to bring the arms up and out to the sides, reaching up to the sun, perhaps. Some nice deep breaths in and out as we maybe roll those hands from one side to the other, bending at the elbows.
Oh no!
And then one last time, reaching up high up to the sky, breathing in deeply. As you exhale, bringing the arms down to your side, and then bringing that foot back to center. So shaking it out now. We'll move into horse pose. I'm going to go get our yoga block here. So we have horse pose up next. I'm going to put these to the side for now. So if you're standing up, maybe taking this big, wide stance from side to side. So the feet are turned out, the knees are tracking over those feet so that when you bend your knees, you should see your knees in line with your second and third toes. Right. So when I bend my knees, I'm also going to send my hips straight down. So I'm drawing up through my abdomen in the front. I'm sending my hips and the back straight down. And this is going to turn into a London Bridge game. So we're going to move so that you can do whatever you like. So we're going to draw up through the upper body, send that straight down, nice and strong. Hey, buddy, come on over here. Come on over here. And if you're sitting, you're going to take the legs out to the side. Same thing, turning them out, bending the knees over the second and third toe. Sometimes it's easy to let the knees collapse inward. Come on over here.
Come here.
Come here. And then we're going to take the arms out to the side. So seeing how we can balance here by drawing the shoulder blades back and down, keeping our shoulders away from our ears, letting the arms reach up to the side, and then maybe bringing those hands up to 90 degrees. So we're matching that same angle of our knees with our elbows. We're sitting or standing. So if you're standing, trying to look like this, feeling nice and strong. Using our balance on all four corners of our feet. So we're nice and balanced over the heel and the ball of the foot. Maybe we can even lift and move our toes. And then we're going to lift up your center so the arms reach up high to the sky. Maybe straightening your legs if you're sitting down. And then starting to bend them again. Bringing the heel back under the knees if you're sitting, and bringing the knees back over the heels if you're standing. So we're coming back to that nice pose. And then lifting, we're going to breathe in. And exhale, we're going to bend the elbows. Taking that into our breath, we're breathing it up. And exhaling, bringing it down. Breathing in. Exhaling. And get the knees and elbows. And one more time. We're going to lift up. And then, nice job. Feeling that strength in your core, lifting up through either option, relaxing, shaking it out on the other side. So our next one that we have is downward facing dog. Oh, that was upside down for you. Adho Mukha Shavasana. So this one is going to be on the floor. If you are seated, you can do this one turn. So if you stand up and use your chair, you can do this one, or you can do it seated. So I'm going to show you 3 different options for this one. Hey, buddy. Okay, so there's 3 different options for downward facing dog. For those of us who are on the yeah, be careful. So for those of us who are using the floor today, we can walk our hands out from a forward fold. We're going to make sure that our feet are about 2 hands width apart, so they're not straight together, not super far apart. And then we're going to walk our hands forward until we can start to lengthen our spine. So nice long line from the heels of our hands all the way up to our spine. And then bending at the knees, dropping the heels as much as you can. So that's option 1. And if you're there, just hold on to it for a moment while I show you the other options. So if you're in a chair for this one, we're going to walk our feet out, if you can, until your heels are pressed down on the floor. I'm lifting up through my upper body, so my sit bones are straight down into the chair. I'm lifting up through my upper body, using my obliques, using my abdomen to lift, and then reaching my arms up and pressing my hands as if they were pressed into the ceiling up on the other side of the room. So I'm really lengthening and lifting, and then I'm standing. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Mommy's talking right now, okay? Yes. So I'm lifting my arms in line with my back and my spine, and I'm pressing my heels of my feet and the heels of my hands. So this is the same motion that we would be doing if we were on the ground. So same shape. It's just a little bit different, a little bit easier on your upper body, a little bit easier on your back and your shoulders. you still get that nice stretch because you're sending your upper body forward. So I'm leaning forward. I'm going to show you from the side as well. So I'm slightly leaned forward here, pressing through the heels of my hands, lengthening through the spine, and I'm still getting a nice little stretch there. You can also use the back or the arm of your chair. And same thing, I'm going to walk away from that so that I'm almost in an L shape. And I'm going to press with the heels of my hand into the back of the chair or the arm of the chair. Has to be nice and steady. Bend the knees and then lengthen through the upper body as much as you can. So all three options are really nice to get that stretch. And if you try one and it doesn't really work with you, try the other two, see if you like them better. And even if you've never tried, so I always used to do the one that's on the floor, and I've never tried the other one, and I honestly, the seated one, that one works best for me. So if you have one that you've tried before and you want to try another one. Don't want to try another one? Just try it. See if you like it. Obviously, work within your practice. So if one of them is out of your reach, then just skip that one. But experiment a little. See how you like the other two. And then we're going to come up out of that. So if you're down on the ground, block those hands back. Give yourself a little bit of a shake no matter which pose you just been in. Let it kind of come out of your hands a little bit. Yeah. And the next one we had was Cobra Pose. So I again will give you two options for this one. If you're down on the ground, you're going to come down onto hands and knees and slowly work into this one. So we're going to bring ourselves forward and drop the hips in line with the knees and the shoulders, still pressing through the hands. And then I'm going to bring myself back. And then as I exhale, I'm going to bring myself forward and in line. And if this is as far as you want to go with it, you can just stay right here. This is fine. Otherwise, if you feel like you want to get that nice belly stretch, you can start to drop your hips, but press with your feet. So as I'm letting my hips drop down, I'm pressing with the tops of my feet into the ground. So then the heels of my hands start to lift my shoulders up. And I can look straight ahead or down. You want to make sure the back of your neck is nice and long. So that is Cobra Pose from the ground. I'm going to show you the seated option for that one. We're going to sit up at the edge of the seat. And I'm going to start with my hands on my... What? Not right now. Can you help me do this game really quick? We're almost done. So with this one, I'm going to place my hand on my thighs. I'm going to roll my shoulders back and down and just start to lift my heart up towards the ceiling. And then coming back to center. And maybe this is as far as we go with this one. So every breath in, I lift up. And with the exhale, I come back to center. And then maybe you start to take it a little bit further so that you can look up with your vision and lift with your heart. And then maybe you start to take the hands out to the sides and use your hands against the chair wherever you're sitting on the couch to lift up a little higher, bring your chest a little bit more forward, lifting up with your sight and dropping the shoulders back and down. So that's the same pose here in the chair as with on the ground. It's just a little bit easier and nicer for your hands and your lower abs to be in the chair. So this takes all the weight off of your wrists, which is really nice. And then, of course, the one on the ground is a little bit more of a challenge for your muscles and things like that too. Yeah. Okay. Maybe in a little bit. So the last thing that we're going to do is the Pranayama. And this is where we have our stuffed animal. That's where this comes in. And you can do this seated or in a reclined position. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to come forward so you can see it a little bit better on me. So if I'm sitting, I'm going to put the stuffed animal right here and just sort of balance it, or pillow, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to balance it right on my thighs against my belly. And then if I'm in a reclined position, I'm going to do the same thing, but that stuffed animal now can sit right on my belly itself. And you can have a pillow behind your head or anything like that, doesn't matter. So in this position, either seated or reclined, we're going to start to slow our breaths down. And notice that the chest is mostly the part where our lungs fill up. And maybe the stuffed animal moves a little bit as we breathe. Maybe we started to breathe a little heavy, maybe not. And now we're going to look at that stuffed animal. So you might have a pillow behind your head. And you're going to start to intentionally try to use your breathing to lift that stuffed animal up. So breathing into our belly starts to lift our stuffed animal just a little bit higher than it did before when we were just breathing in the top part of our lungs. All right? And so if we're seated, we can have the stuffed animal here. And same thing, we can start to see that stuffed animal moving away from our center and then back as we breathe. So we're going to start with that. Hey, buddy, can you put that back, please? Okay. We can watch that after, about 5 minutes. You want to watch that in 5 minutes? Okay. So we are just now rhythmically breathing. And then what I want you to try to do is, if it's safe for you, try to inhale, move that stuffed animal all the way out, and then pause. See if you can hold it. And then count to 3, and then let the stuffed animal come back down. So we're breathing in nice and deep, and then count to 3 in our head, and then let it go. So breathing in nice and deep, and out again. Now returning to our normal breathing, seeing if that was a nice challenge for us, if that felt okay, if that's something that we want to continue to do. This might not be right for everyone, so if you don't enjoy that, doesn't feel good in your body, you can skip it. You tried it, not for you, that's fine. And then if you like it, maybe it's something that you can incorporate as an everyday meditation and just focusing on your breathing for that count of 3 up and then letting it go. And we can try the opposite, which is where you breathe all the way in, move the stuffed animal away, breathe all the way out, let the stuffed animal come back down, and then count to 3. And then fill your lungs back up. Send that stuffed animal away. So that's the opposite of what we just did. And maybe that works for you. Maybe try it a few times. Maybe we'll watch this after, okay? So that's something that you can try in your everyday type of meditation, or maybe not. That's an example of a pranayama that you can use. We have a couple other examples in some of the other videos that are on this channel. Hey, let's not do that right now.
Open?
Yeah, we'll open it in a second. Okay? Let's say bye to everybody. Can we say goodbye?
Bye.
All right, well, thank you for joining me. And Joey in our kids and family yoga. Hope that you had a good time, enjoyed what we had to offer. we have a couple other videos. So if you want to go on an adventure, imagination yoga, we have that. We have other chair yoga type options, so take a look at that. Let me know if you liked this video. You can hit the like, hit subscribe for more like this in the future. If you like something in particular, leave a comment. Let us know. Thank you. Have a good day.